everyone, Manny here from Sweet and Salty with Tom and Manny. And I was watching the playback of Tom's latest video and it got me thinking about the importance of thinking for yourself and doing your own research. My brother actually really impressed me over the years with his ability to take anything that somebody said and research it and then come back with facts based off of the little bit of information that he was given. Now, our mom, love her to pieces. She is the worst at taking something that somebody has told her in passing and spreading it around as fact. And I think that's very dangerous. I think it's very ignorant to do that, but I think it's a very common human nature thing to do, especially if it's somebody that you know and trust tells you something and then you take that as fact and then you run with it. That's fine if it's something small, like about a purchase or about a business, whatever. But when it comes to real matter of fact issues, and of course right now we have a lot of crazy stuff going on. The biggest being the whole COVID-19 situation and the coronavirus. I think that we owe it to ourselves, each and every one of us, for ourselves to research anything into the ground until we are comfortable with what we have found out. So think outside the box a little bit and do not just believe everything that you hear in passing as fact. Please do not believe everything that you see or hear on your local news as, oh my God, that's what's going on. Probably not. Probably bullshit. Probably want to get a backup opinion. So Tom and I are big proponents of really consider the source, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And I don't want to get too specific or too nasty about this topic because this has been a hot topic for me for the past 3+ months now, is people in my life that are coming to me and just relaying information that's really not based in any fact. It's based in emotion that's passed along to them from someone else. And then are in turn passing it along and passing it along and passing it along. I just want facts. So this was just on my mind. Again, like I said, after the watching Tom's last video is, it's just really important to have good sources that you go to verify any information. I've been doing a lot of research for, I want to say 3 years now, for building this essential oil company and knowing nothing about what to do. And I want to really convey as much fact as I can to customers. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to research, but not just from one source. I'm going to go to multiple sources from multiple places. And it takes a lot of time. It requires a lot of dedication. But when you start to do that for a year or two, you realize, holy shit, there's a lot of conflicting information out there. And you really realize, okay, this is a source I can trust. This is a source I want to be a little bit leery of. And this is a source that I don't even know what they're doing out here. So that really opened my eyes to how much different information there can be on one same subject. So when you consider a matter that is as hot of an issue as, let's say, the COVID-19 situation going on. I understand that that's a very emotional topic for a lot of people, and there's a lot of different stances on that. I have my stance, you have your stance, we all have our position on that, and how we feel about how we want to live our lives throughout this, and how we want to interact, how we feel comfortable interacting, where we feel comfortable going, how we feel comfortable conducting our normal day-to-day business throughout all of this. But where are you getting the information just from your 5 o'clock news, or are you kind of taking what you hear and validating it across different channels? Because when you do that, not just with that, but let's say with proper use of lavender essential oil, which is something that I kind of began doing research on, is okay, proper use for lavender essential oil. And you start researching all the different ways and you compile all this data. And from that, you can break down the data and take away from it what you think is useful and verifiable and pass that along to people. But you have to feel good about the information that you're passing along. Otherwise, it can turn out to be detrimental to somebody. And people just love to have loose lips and pass information without really verifying it. And I think there's a big danger in that. And it's just so important to know your source, to consider the source, trust your source, and really stand behind what you're saying. And if you don't, then maybe think twice about saying it, because there's a lot of hurtful information out there. There's a lot of untrue information out there. And the more you research something, the more you really feel better about yourself and the decisions you're about to make. I research everything, even from a cheap product that I want to buy online, and reading reviews and looking at the reviews over like the span. Okay, well, the majority are negative, there's a couple positive, or there's a majority positive, there's a couple negative, but the negative, the spelling is awful and they sound really angry in general. So I'm going to discredit some of those. It's just little things like that, because I, as a consumer, feel better about the product I'm about to purchase because I did my research on it. And it's just stuff like that. And the more I've been doing that over like 2 to 3 years, like I said, I just feel better equipped in any kind of a business transaction and any kind of news that the media is going to assault me with. I feel a little bit better and not as scared, I guess. And I think that's really important right now, is that I don't want to feel fearful. I don't want to feel like I'm having fear just thrown at me when I'm watching the news. I want to know, okay, how much of this is truth? How much of it is just bullshit? So I just felt like I had to say that to everybody. Just please consider the source. Whatever it is that you're hearing, if something is really unsettling to you, it might not be that bad. Just take it back a notch and start doing your own homework on it and breaking it down. Even if it's your best friend that's telling you something is 100% fact, if you don't believe that, maybe go double check it for yourself. And I just don't want to be scared when I hear information. And I feel like lately the media is creating this like society of fear in all of us across so many different platforms. So the more that I know, the better that I feel. So that's all I wanted to say. I don't know if anybody will find this useful, but I felt like I really had to say it. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Okay, bye.